it is too expensive. I need some time to think about it. Or I just need to talk to my partner before I move forward with this deal. Have you ever lost sales because of these objections? You see, these three are the gist of every other objection there exists. It's most of the time, if not all the time, it's about money, or it's about talking to a partner, or it's about the timing of the deal, right? So if you simply understood how you can handle these three objections, you can simply handle most of the objections that exist in the market, period. Okay, so in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a 4-step framework that you can use to handle these objections, or literally any other objection that exists, that has not only saved me a lot of deals, but at the same time has helped me make over $75,000 in deals for the company that I was working for as a remote closer. So congratulations for being at the right place at the right time. And at the same time, if you stay till the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a psychological trick to get almost anything from anyone if you simply live by this principle for the rest of your sales career, which is the rest of your life. Okay, so make sure you watch till the end. Now without much ado, let's get inside of it. Now before we dive inside of the framework, let's first understand like where does this objection handling comes into place, and have some context before we move forward with actually handling objections. Now there are three things we need to ensure before we move forward with objection handling. The first thing is that the prospect knows that our solution is a solution for them, and it can actually help them with something, right? So this basically means that the prospect has acknowledged us that, hey, this is going to help me, you can tell me more about the prices. Now what most of us do is that when a prospect asks us about the price and the solution at the beginning of the conversation, we simply go ahead and share it with them. However, what we need to understand is that the prospect knows where they are, where they want to go, and how our solution can actually bridge the gap in between, and they say to you that, hey, this solution can actually help me bridge the gap. Now how do we do this? You simply understand where they are right now by asking them deeper level questions of where they actually are. For example, if you're a marketer and you are looking to work with a particular client, you simply understand where their physical store is, how many customers they are getting, and so on and so forth. You dive in deeper to understand why they are not able to get more clients inside of the business. So now you understand where they are. Then you ask them, hey, what will be an ideal scenario for you to get where you are over the next 3 to 6 months, right? So they're going to tell you what their goals are, if they are realistic or not in the first place. And once you have set realistic expectations, you can simply know if you can really help this person, and you have shared your solution before you get into the objection handling, right? And the other person know about your solution. Now just sharing the solution doesn't solve the thing. If we simply ask the other person if the solution is going to help them before we even place the price, then we are going to make sure that we do not even share the price with people who are not interested, or who do not think that our solution can help solve their problems, right? So it will save you a lot of time and headache in the first place. So that's the first thing. Your prospect acknowledges that your solution can actually bridge the gap. The second thing is that you understand that your solution can bridge the gap for your prospect. Now your prospect can really think that from the things that they are hearing from you, yeah, okay, this is going to help them, but it is your job as a salesperson to really understand if your thing can help the other person in the first place. If it cannot, be honest about it and just share with them or point them towards the right direction. But if you think that you can really help the other person, then definitely go into objection handling. The third thing you need to ensure is that this is the right time for your prospect to take action. Now you can really get to know about this if you simply ask the prospect before moving inside of the pain. While you're digging inside of the pain, you can simply ask them, hey, so all of these months went by, why do you think this is the right timing for you? If you simply understand the timing is right for them, only then go ahead and place your offer, then go into objection handling in the first place. Because other than that, if this is not the right timing, it can be for several other reasons. It can be because they do not have enough money in the bank to really solve this particular problem, or for any other personal or professional reasons. Right? So if you really understood that this is the right time for the prospect, boom, you can really go into objection handling after that, right? Now that we understand that these three steps are checked, let's understand how we can handle the objections in 4 simple steps. The first step of this framework is acknowledgement, right? Acknowledgement basically means that you will be acknowledging the objection the other person has just shared with you, rather than rejecting it. So for example, if the other person is saying that it is too expensive, and you get defensive that, hey, this is not expensive, this is what the market charges, and that is why my prices are this way, and you start over explaining your prices. No, you just acknowledge the other person. Hey, I absolutely understand that it might seem like a lot of money, right? So I absolutely understand that you need to speak to your partner about this, right? So you acknowledge the objection that the other person is giving, so that they do not put their guards up. Because when you start defending yourself, the other person will also start defending themselves, because there is a law of mirroring. Whatever you do, the prospect is going to do. Whatever the prospect is going to do, eventually you would want to do it so that you can get the sale. So you need to follow the law because your prospect is already following it. So rather than getting defensive, just understand and acknowledge the other person's objection. That is step number one. Step number two is displacing the objection, which basically means you simply say that, okay, I have acknowledged your objection. Now, apart from this objection, keeping this objection aside, do you think that this program is right for you? Now, for example, if they are just giving an objection of the price being too expensive, you simply say, I absolutely understand the price might seem like a lot of money, but money aside, do you feel like this solution is going to help you solve your problem today? Now, just understand what the other person is saying. If they say yes, then definitely go move forward with the next step. If they say no, then you simply understand why they think that this solution is not right for them. Because now the real problem is about the solution not being right, rather than the objection of the price and so on and so forth. So you haven't really cleared them on the solution. So now you talk them into understanding the solution in 3 simple steps, right? If you do that, you can remove this particular objection, because the other person needs to understand that this solution is not going to be too difficult for them to apply, right? Now, if they say yes, that this solution is right for them, you move into step number 3, which is re-establishing. Re-establishing basically means that you re-establish why this solution or how this solution is going to help the prospect solve a particular problem. So for example, let's just take the money objection again. Now, I absolutely understand that this might seem like a lot of money, but money aside, do you feel like this solution is right fit for you today? Then they're going to say, yeah, okay, yeah, this is absolutely right. The solution is perfect. Then you're going to be asking, okay, so why do you think that this solution is going to help you in the first place? Then they start talking about why this solution is going to be a right fit for them. If it is not right fit for them, now you know that the real objection is not really about the money, it is about the solution. So if you have done a good job in explaining the solution in a very easy way, they are going to be sharing the reasons why this solution is going to help them. So basically closing themselves. Now, once they acknowledge this, that this solution is going to help them, and they give you all the reasons behind how this can help them, you can simply go into the next step, which is solving the objection. Now, solving the objection is pretty simple. You simply ask them, what can we do to solve this particular objection for them at that particular moment, so that they can start today? Okay, for example, if this is about the money, then we have followed along all 3 steps, and we have come to a point where they have actually agreed that this program is going to help them. We can simply ask them, hey, how far along are you from the money that you have actually charged them, or you have stated as the price? Let's just say that it is 50,000 rupees or $1,000, whatever. So you simply ask them, okay, how far along are you from $1,000 or 50,000 rupees? Once you understand that, how far they are from that particular amount, you can really give them a payment plan, or you can simply say to them, okay, let's just put in 40 or 20,000 rupees down today, and then over the next 30 days, once we have submitted almost half of the project that we are going to be doing together, you can submit the remaining half, and then we can complete the project. Right now, the trick over here is that rather than you just giving them a payment plan for the sake of giving them a payment plan, you can simply ask the other person, what amount do they have to invest inside of this particular program or your service? Now, what this does is helps you to get more of the money that you possibly can on the sales call itself, rather than just giving them a payment plan. For example, if they really had $600 in their bank account and you gave them a payment plan of $200 per month, then definitely you have lost $400 up front. But if you ask them this question and they say to you that I only have, let's just say, $750 in the bank account, so you can simply say to them, okay, here's what we're going to do. Rather than giving us $750 up front, what we can do is we can put $600 down today, and then we can do $400 in 30 days from now. Would that solve the problem that we are facing? As simple as that. You see, it's not necessary for you to just take all the money up front, because you're here to help the other person rather than just make money, right? So if you come with a serving heart in the first place, your way of selling and your attitude towards the conversation is going to be absolutely different, and then you will be more respected in eyes of the other person, because you have really understood the problem rather than just using another sales tactic. Right? So that is exactly what the ADRS framework stands for. First is acknowledging the prospect, Second thing that we do is actually displace the objection. The third thing is re-establish the credibility for the program, and then finally we solve the particular problem. As simple as that. You can use this framework to handle any objection that actually exists. So here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and type it in the comment section which objection you are getting from your prospects that you cannot solve using this particular framework, and I'm going to make a dedicated video on how you can solve that particular objection using this particular framework. Okay, now go ahead and put that in the comment section. I will definitely go to it and it will create a dedicated video about it. Okay, now having said that, how do we handle the three major objections using this framework? Okay, let's start with the first one, which is it is too expensive. So here's how the role play can actually go. Hey, I absolutely understand that this might seem like a lot of money, but money aside, do you feel like this program is actually going to help you in the first place? And then they go ahead and share if it will or if it will not. Now, if it does not, then I'm simply going to share with them how this can help them in 3 simple steps. Now, if I haven't done a good job in sharing the solution in the most easiest way possible, right? But if they say yes, then I will simply ask them, okay, why do you feel like that this solution can actually help you? Now they are going to go into all the reasons of why this is helpful to them. Now once they do that, I'm just going to ask them, so if it's really not about the program or anything else and it's really about the money, how far along are you from, let's just say the price is $1,000, so how far along are you from $1,000? Then they're just gonna say the price whatever they are having right now, and then you simply say, okay, how about this, we just put $500 down right now on this call, and then you can I'll have your word, I absolutely trust you, in 30 days from now, once we are halfway into the project and so on and so forth, you can complete the remaining $500 payment, then we can complete the project. How does that sound? And they're going to be like, yeah, sure, if it's really going to help them. Now this works if the prospect is genuinely looking for a help, right? If the prospect is not looking for a help and they are not looking to spend that kind of money, they are not going to give you the money regardless, right? So they are just going to be like, oh no, I cannot do $500, I just have $500 in the bank right now. So you can just simply say to them, hey, is this really something that you would want to do? And if they say yes, then you come up with another thing, another plan, right? You can just say, okay, how about we do 300 today and 400 from 30 days from now and another 400 from 30 days from then. Does that solve the problem? So by this time, if the prospect's problem is about the money, then they are just going to say, yeah, it solves the problem, let's just start today. Now if it doesn't and the prospect is not looking to spend money at all, they were just here to hear the solution that you have got and so on and so forth, they're not going to pay anyways, and be okay with not getting the deal, because you really wouldn't want a person to come in if they do not want to do this with you anyways, because then they are going to be painful and so on and so forth. Now that is how you handle the money objection. The second objection is the spouse objection, right? Or the partner objection. Now here's how it goes. Okay, I absolutely understand that you need to speak to your partner, right? But let's just say that your partner agreed to it. Do you feel like this solution is going to help you in the first place? They say yes. If no, then again you go back to sharing with them how the solution can actually help them from the problems that they have just shared with you on the call. And then you simply go on to ask them, okay, I'm glad that this is going to help you and you understand that, but why do you think so? Like, how is this going to help you? Then they go into all the reasons of why this is going to help them and so on and so forth. And then once you understand that this solution is going to help them and so on and so forth, you simply ask this question that is going to change the whole dynamics of the conversation. You simply ask them, so I'm really curious, what will happen if your partner says no? See, I mean, if their partner says no and they say that I'm going to do it anyways, so let's just close the deal right now. If they say that, if the partner says no, I'm not going to do it in the first place, then you can simply say, okay, so what you're saying is your partner needed to be in this conversation in the first place for you to make a decision together. So basically, you would just need to schedule a call with the partner and them. So when would be a right fit for us to sit together and really walk through this, right? So you see, that is how you can handle the objection of partners or business partners and so on and so forth. Then the third objection that people are gonna have is the timing of the deal, right? So they are gonna be like, I just need some time to think about it. So you simply be like, hey, I absolutely understand that you need some time to think about it, but apart from that, like, do you feel like the solution is really going to help you in the first place? Then again, you go through that, they're going to say yes, then you are going to ask them, okay, why do you feel like this solution is going to help you? Then they share all the reasons and all of that. Then you simply ask them, okay, so if you really think that the solution can help you, what is it exactly that you need to think about so that I can give you enough information for you to think about it later on, right? So now they're going to just share about the real thing that is behind this particular objection. It's really never about thinking about something. It's always about thinking about a particular thing. So if it's about the program, they're going to let you know, oh, it's about the program. Or if it's about the money, they're just going to let you know that, oh, this is about the money, or it's about talking to a partner, so on and so forth. Or this is not the right time for them to do the deal. That is why I just shared previously, before diving into objection handling, that you have shared with the people that, okay, the time is right for them, so they can never really say that the time is wrong for them at the moment, right? So it will all come down to a particular objection. Now you reuse the entire script to solve that particular problem. See, as simple as that. This is how you handle objections like a pro. Now that we understand how to handle objections like a pro, let me share with you the psychological trick I was talking about, okay? So let's just say that you are into cricket and you love playing cricket all the time. So let's just say that this person over here is you, right? And you're very happy in playing cricket, and you're in this particular team and you really love batting, right? Now there are a lot of people inside of your team as well along with you. Let's just say there are 10 other players, right? And out of these 10 players, 3 of them really want to bat first with you, along with you. So you want to bat first, and 3 of those other people also want to bat along with you, but they cannot do that. Not all of the people can bat first, right? Only one of the person can actually open up for the team. So what these people would be doing, that they will be going to the captain and they are going to be like, okay, this is me, right, and this is the captain, and all of them are just going to come up to the captain and keep saying, hey, please let me bat first, let me bat first, let me bat first, and so on and so forth. But then on the other hand, you're going to come up to the captain and then you're going to say to him that to allow you to not to bat first, right? Now you're going to be seeing that what you're currently doing over here is you're breaking a particular pattern. If you simply ask the other person not to do something, guess what is going to happen? That's the first thing they're going to be doing after a point of time, right? Or even at the same time possible. So let me just share with you what I really mean. Now what I want you to do is not to think about an elephant. Exactly, that is what you thought about, right? Exactly. So when you intentionally ask someone not to do something, that is exactly what they tend to do moving forward, right? And you have to come up from a tonality that you really don't want to do that particular thing, because at the end of the day, if you are needing something and really need something, then it will always play against you. But if you simply be nonchalant about it and you simply say to the other person, okay, don't do this for me, okay, then that is exactly what they are going to do for you. You see, I use this trick all the time whenever I want to get more food from my mother, right? And I would simply say to her, hey, nahi humko bhook nahi raha hai, like please aur mat dijiye, and she's like, no, please have more, have more. So you see, like, this trick works a lot. There's a 50% chance when you're trying it on the first time, but then after some time, once you start getting good at it, you'll most of the time get what you are really looking for. Okay, now again, don't use this trick to do anything wrong. However, use this trick to get what you really want to get, right? But then how do you use this in a sales conversation? Let me share that with you. Okay, so let's just say that you and the prospect are a magnet. Okay, so let's just say that this bar is a magnetic bar, and this is another bar which is a magnetic bar as well. This is you and this is the prospect. Okay, now in how a sales conversation is structured, the prospect is always pointing on the other direction than you actually are. So let's just say that you are offering a particular solution, so you're pointing in one direction. However, when a prospect comes on a sales call, they're always pointing in another direction, and your job as a salesperson is to just help them point to the right direction, whether it is in your direction or somebody else's direction. Okay, it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is just point them in the right direction, but they are facing the opposite side, right? If not any other side, right? So over here, if you're the magnet, then you have a north pole and you have a south pole. Similarly, your prospect also has a north pole and a south pole. Now when you haven't done a good job in a sales conversation, and towards the end of the conversation, when it's time to close the deal and the prospect is not pointed in the right direction, you go into objection handling, right? Which basically means you're trying to push the prospect towards the sale to get to the same direction as you are going to. However, what happens is that if you're really pushing the other person towards a particular outcome, then it really becomes pushy sales, because of which the guards of the prospects also go up, and as in the case of a magnet, is going to repel, right? I mean, your prospect is always going to back off from the deal just because you're pushing them to it, right? So I hope this really makes sense to you. If it doesn't, put that in the chat, in the comment section below. Okay. Now, if we are good salespeople, then what we can really do throughout the conversation is help them point in the opposite direction than they already are, in the direction that we have got. Now, all of this can be done pretty well by simply changing the direction of the particular prospect. So rather than this being the North Pole, you just point them in the same direction as you are right now. And then if you are pointing this direction, your prospect is also pointing in this direction, towards the end of the conversation, you do not even need to handle objections, because you will be pulling the prospect in your direction, right? Because now you both are pointing in the right direction. So you have to do a good job as a salesperson in the sales conversation, whether it's through a meeting or a virtual call, or it is through, let's just say, a workshop, webinar, whatever it is. You have to make sure that your prospect is moving forward in the right direction. Now, all you did over here was two major things that you did over here. The first thing was you moved forward regardless the outcome of the conversation. So you see, in both of the cases, you are pointing in one particular direction, right? So when you really understand that the prospect you're having a conversation with is on the call to solve their particular problem, and they need your solution more than you need the sale, then you're going to be attracting prospects like crazy. Because that is almost in all of the scenarios. You see, desperation has an odor. If you simply show the other person that you're desperate for the sale just for the money, then you're always going to lose the sale. However, if you really understand that you're here to have a conversation with the other person just to see if you can help them or not, then you can understand, okay, it doesn't matter what the outcome of this conversation is, I simply am here to help the other person. Whether it would mean to help the other person by pointing them towards one of your friends who is good at solving the particular problem, or you doing it yourself. If you think your solution can really help them, sure, get into objection handling, but then move forward regardless the outcome of the conversation. Divorce yourself from the outcome of the conversation, so that when you get on sales calls, you know that you're not here for the sale, you're just here to help the other person. You'll be much better off in sales if you simply lived by this principle for the rest of your life. Now, what is the other thing that we did over here? The other thing that we did over here is simply position the prospect in the opposite direction before we come to the close, right? So by the time we come to the close, they're already pointing in our direction. So this is where pre-handling objection comes into play. Pre-handling objections. What if there was a way we could pre-handle each of the objections that we are getting every single time we have a conversation with people? You see how I talked about inside of this video, and how you need to be talking about if this is the right time for the prospect to actually get your stuff or solve this particular problem. Now, when the time comes to the end, they cannot say that this is not the right time for me, right? That is how you handle objections. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can pre-handle these objections so that they do not even show up towards the end. Even if they do, it's not going to go against you, rather than it's going to work for you. So congratulations for being at the right place at the right time. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, then let us know your best takeaway in the comment section, and let us know if this video was helpful in the first place, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Till then, start selling, keep selling, and when you're done selling, sell some more.